All right, there you go. I'm live. This is just a short live tip of the day that I'm going to do with you today. This live tip of the day, basically, let me just get that round there. There you go. I can see you better now. All right, so tip of the day today is basically based on this. Let me see if I can get this to work properly. All right, here we go. All right, so let me get this up. All right, so before you buy a septic tank, please listen to this tip of the day. Many people buy onion-shaped septic tanks. All right, if they're going to put a septic tank in, or they're looking to do a cheap job, most people go for an onion-style type of septic tank. And the reason they do that is because they're normally about £100 to £200 cheaper than, let's see if I can get this up, than, yay, there we go, than a bullet type of septic tank. All right, but it's a red herring. It's a complete fallacy, and I'm going to show you why on this tip of the day, why you should never put an onion tank in just because you think that you're going to save 200 to 300 quid. You will save a couple of £100 on the outset, but by the time you've put the onion-shaped septic tank in, it's going to cost you 800 to 1,500 quid minimum more. Let me show you why. All right, so let me get this technology up here. Wow, here we go. Okay, so all right, so let's say this is your garden, right? And here you go, you've got your onion septic tank and you've dug your hole. There you go, so you've dug your hole for your onion-shaped septic tank. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Everyone has to dig a hole for a septic tank. Okay, then you put your septic tank into the hole. All right, so on the surface of things, right? On the surface of things, everything is like, yeah, okay, what's the problem? Well, let me show you what the problem is, right? So that's your onion-shaped septic tank. So first of all, let me just get rid of the onion-style septic tank. Where is it? There we go. Now I'm going to dig hole number 2. There we go. Now, these are the difference in size holes for the onion-shaped septic tank and the low-profile shaped septic tank. All right, now if I just put it like that, you can see it in context a bit more. There we go. All right, so I'm basing these onion septic tanks as well on the small onion septic tank, all right, and the small low profile tank. Straight away you can see that the hole for the onion shaped septic tank is almost twice as deep. And that really does make a big difference to start with, because number one, the reach here typically will be about, I don't know, 4.5 foot deep, which is nothing. I mean, I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2". So if I just stand up, so it's coming to about my belly button. That's the depth of the hole, which is nothing. You can imagine that, right? Now the depth of the tank, the depth of the hole for the septic tank, for the onion-shaped septic tank, is going to be a minimum 10 to 11 foot. Now, if you've never seen 11 to 12 foot deep hole, then you'll be really surprised, right, of how deep it actually is. Let me show you a comparison, right, with the two tanks in the ground. So there's the onion tank, right? Now let me put the low profile tank in. That is the difference, right, in height and that's just the baby onion tank, and that's the baby low profile tank there. There's a world of difference. Okay, so you've saved your 200 quid up front on the onion tank. Okay, and that seems great. But once you start getting below 4 to 5 feet below the grass, oh man, it becomes really hard going. So whereas you only need a 1.5 ton digger to put your onion shape, to put your low profile septic tank in, right, you need a 3 to 5 ton digger to a JCB to put this in. So straight away, right, you're going to pay 150 quid more for the digger to put the onion shape style septic tank in. All right, then it takes you about an hour, right, to dig the hole for the low profile bullet septic tank, whereas for the onion tank it's going to take you about a day, something like that, to dig. So not only does it take like 7 hours longer to put in, whatever savings you've made initially, right, on buying the tank, you've already lost it on the fuel, on the time it's going to take you to put in, and the extra cost for the digger. Now, on top of that, here's another consideration, which is a big consideration. With the onion tanks, you've got to concrete them in. All right, you've got to concrete them in like that. You've got to put a big concrete surround around them. And that is because if you don't do that, they pop out the ground. All right, they pop out the ground. They literally just pop out the ground the day or two later after you put them in. And all the manufacturers will not warranty the onion-shaped septic tanks unless you concrete them in. Now, to concrete that tank in, oh man, and waiting for it to dry, you're looking for, again, there's another day and a half, bam, just gone. Because if it's wet and it's raining, then these are pegged to concrete in. Secondly, that's going to cost you anywhere from 400 to 800 quid to get the concrete, and that's just for the baby septic tank. Okay, so you save 200 quid up front, but now you've been easily 600, 700, 800 quid in deficit, right? Because of all the extra work that that's needed to put that in. With the bullet-shaped septic tank, all you need to do is put the shingle in. Bam! Look at that. You've just got to put some shingle in. And the shingle goes to about 3/4 of the way up. And the tank, there you go, look at that. 3/4 of the way up. And it's going to cost you 35 quid a ton, something like that. 140 quid for the shingle, compared to a day of concreting, right? And anywhere from 500 to 800 quid to concrete that in. So although these may cost you 100 quid or a couple hundred quid more to buy up front, they save you about 800 to 1500 quid by the time you've eventually put it in. And once you put your shingle in, what's this? You just go, if I can find it, where's the soil gone? Soil. I'm still getting used to this. I can't. There you go. Soil. Oh, we go. Look at that. Soil over the bullet-shaped septic tank. Look at that. So that is the difference between the onion-shaped septic tank and the low-profile bullet septic tank. Now, am I demonizing onion septic tanks? No, I'm not. The point is, they're just old technology, right? And the times have moved on. The low-profile bullet septic tanks are a lot easier to install, and overall, they're a lot cheaper and a lot easier to put in. So there you go. That's my tip of the day. I hope that's helped you. You know, certainly don't buy any septic tank up front, especially an onion one, right? Just because you're saving 200 quid, you'll rue the day that you bought one and put one in. So, so for me, for that reason, I don't like onion septic tanks compared to low profile septic tanks. Where's it gone? Oh, there we go. I thought it just disappeared for some reason. Right? It's strange. Yeah. So please, when budget. Oh, and just one more consideration that I haven't mentioned. Right. You'll notice that the outlet pipe, right, is a lot deeper than the outlet pipe on the bullet septic tank. Now these are the baby ones. So the soakaway on here is going to start about here, whereas the soakaway up is going to be up here. So once you start getting deeper as well on soakaways, you've got, you know, on the onion tank, you're starting your soakaway minimum of 3 to 4 foot below the grass. You start getting resistance. The soakaway has to be 2 to 3 times deeper, has to be 2 to 3 times bigger than the one for the onion tank. You could literally get away with a little soakaway here, and you need a big soakaway for that. So there you go. You're spending it's costing you easily another 400 or 500 quid by the time you put your soakaway in compared to the bullet-shaped septic tank. So there you go. So that's my tip of the day. I hope that helps you when you're looking to you know, work out the costs and the figures you're budgeting to put your own septic tank or soakaway system in. If you'd like this tip of the day, if you want any more free help and advice, then just twist your arm like that and go to septictank.co.uk. So thank you very much for watching my tip of the day, and I'll be back sometime later with another tip of the day.